Get started a little bit early. Can anybody hear me? Let me know in the chat. I am actually using a new setup, so if you can't hear me, well, please let me know. Sweet, excellent. Apologize for my voice being a little bit on the raspy side. I'm getting over a sinus infection. I tend to get one every year about this time, so it's good to have you all here. Good to be back. And where have I been? You probably all kind of curious where I've been the last 5 months, 6 months. I had a death in the family, and I had some familial issues, and things were just a little bit on the rough side for a few months, and I lost my edge, I lost my desire to do any kind of YouTube or anything, and I just concentrated on my job, concentrated on my son's, going to school and taking care of him. I concentrated on going to going and doing football, and just to get myself back out of being depressed. My grandmother passed away. She was doubled as my mother, and so that was pretty rough. But I'm back. I'm back, and I missed everybody. And I felt the itch to, do stuff again. So, let me back down the, I think that's clipping a little bit. So anyway, I have some show and tell stuff for y'all tonight. I've been a little bit busy on the Lego stuff. Oh, you missed me too? Oh, Alex, you're great, man. I really appreciate that. I apologize for not being in your streams as much lately. I have actually been quite busy with work. I used to be able to have some time in the mornings to just put your stream on and get at it. But I've done some work, travel. I've done a lot of new stuff. So, yeah, I tried all the creams. They didn't work, buddy. I tried all the creams. They didn't work. So if you got one, if you got one there, Firebeard, that I can that you recommend, please by all means let me know. So let me show you a couple things that I've been doing the last few months. Alex remembers this guy. And I think Mr. PB might remember it too. This is the car that started its life as a Lego police car model, and I decided to play with it and turn it into something different. And yeah, that was a lot of fun. I still have to post that on Flickr. I don't exactly have. I need to get a new light box for that to get my Flickr stuff done. The other car I started working on that I did a second revision on. Yeah, that was the first build. Yeah, that was it. I did another version of my red car. That's a completely redesigned version of it. And there's some older pieces to it, but a lot of new stuff to it too. This one is, as you can see, kind of styled a little bit more like an Aventador, but with some differences, obviously. So that was a lot of fun. That was something else I did in the meantime while I was away. So that's the Firestorm. The Firestorm. I bought a. You guys might have seen one of these guys come out. The Forza version of the Porsche 911 RS, I think 3.0, and 1974 version. I don't have any stickers on here, as you can see. I'm not a very big fan of stickers, but this is the, just the factory version. The one that you get from Lego Speed Champions. And that was a fun, and it got me thinking, hey, this is a fun little car. Why don't I tweak it? Oh, the red one? Yeah, this one right here. This one looks familiar. There was an original version of this car, um, but I wasn't really satisfied with it, so I decided to make some changes to it. For example, I got a couple new pieces. Oh, wait, this way right here. I got some new pieces like those angled ones right there, to make it look a little sharper, a little neater. And the back end of it, I decided to really adjust the back end a great deal. It's completely redesigned, and the front end as well has been redesigned a bit to accommodate these nice little chiseled pieces. I really like those. They're absolutely phenomenal pieces. I know I'm a complete dork with Lego stuff, but that's why you guys all tuned in. So, but I did this guy too. But then I got to thinking maybe I'll just build my own. So I started building my own version. Now I know these aren't the right size wheels. I get that. Um, these aren't the wheels that actually go on here. I actually have to buy some more tires. But I've been playing around with this, trying to get a little bit, a little bit better proportions out of the Lego set. And I still have a little bit of work to do on it yet. Like for example, you see a black and a white piece, but that's that bumper piece. There's some work I need to be doing to this, but I'm taking a bit of a break. Spinning rims. It does need spinners. Thank you, Firebeard. It does need spinners. No car is complete without spinners. Um, I mean, this. Nothing to say anything about my Sonoran friends to the south, but this looks like it doesn't quite roll. It looks like a Sonoran Pimpmobile or something like that. But anyway, so that's another car I've been toying around with. And my latest model that I have been very excited about, I really wanted to show you guys this because this is completely new. This is something that's a test model kind of to use. I know there's some gaps in here which are a little unsightly, but I'm using this a little bit as a test bed for redesigning my Toyota TS020 Le Mans GT Racer. The front end, I would say. But this is another like a Le Mans style car that's like adapted for the road, I guess you could say. It's from my own marquee, the Angel Guard Industries, that I like to do. And this is another car I've had a lot of fun with. The back end I'm still working on a little bit, trying to figure out what I'm going to do on the back end. I'm taking a lot of inspiration from stuff like the McLarens. If you notice there, it's got inlets. Where's my pointer here? If you notice, it's got these inlets that go in here, and it does fit a little guy too. Surprisingly, barely fits a little guy. The original design for this thing had a sloping roof that actually this piece was bent on a hinge piece, so it sloped back inward, and it looked a little cooler than this, but couldn't fit a guy. And the rules state you have to have a guy. So that's another one I've been playing around with. Now, my last car, the one that I'd be playing around with tonight while we chit chat, is I'm trying to get my AMG GT. I can't decide if it's a GTS or a GTR, but I want to get this AMG GT kind of somewhat sorted out because it's a little rough around the edges right now. It's a cool car. I mean, the actual GT car is a very neat car, but this is just, I don't know. I played around with it a little bit off and on yesterday and today, but I'm having a little issues, and I think I have a couple ideas, and that's where you guys come in. So anyway, that's me telling about where I've been at for this. How have you all been doing? I really appreciate you guys showing up, and I really appreciate you guys being here. How has everybody been? I'm sorry to hear it's been a rough couple weeks, Alex. I know I actually got rid of Twitter off of my phone just to decrease a little bit of distraction for me, as I've been trying to concentrate on my job. I got a promotion in July, so my workload went up, and I was spending some time traveling a little bit for my job, and but I do remember seeing that you were having some health stuff and everything, and I'm sorry, and your mom, and wish there was something I could do. You guys had your freaking light, you guys had your lights turned off there in California and everything else. It's been crazy. Well, I didn't get rid of it completely. I still have it on the computer, so it limits. The only time I get an opportunity to look at Twitter is when I'm on my PC in my office at home. So it really makes sure that I'm more productive at work in that regard. I still get a lot of opportunities to stream Doug DeMuro videos and Tavarish videos while I'm, working and everything. But the Twitter thing kind of gets a little out of hand. But I'm really sorry that you're having a rough couple of weeks. I wish there was something I could do to help you have not a rough couple of weeks. Make it better. There is one last thing. What was the other thing I worked on? There was something else. Oh, yes, that's right. Bear with me just a second here. I picked these delightful guys up at I picked these delightful guys up when I was in Chandler a few weeks ago. The fashion center, the Chandler Fashion Center, has a Lego store, and this is the only place I've seen these. I haven't seen these. It's the whole set, like Benny and all the other, classic space colored guys, yellow, white, and they didn't have a green one. I was pretty disappointed by that. They didn't have a green guy. They had a pink one instead. But I thought this was just really neato. This is just fabulous. So well, I made the little base plate for the guys to be on so they could do stuff. But so I could display it properly, of course. But these little guys, just they made me laugh, and I love Classic Space. I think Classic Space is the best, and so I thought this would go really well with my original little create. Oh, good grief! Yeah, it's a little dust. It's a little on the dusty side. But my original little creation here that I made 4 or 5 years ago. Actually, wow, has it been that long? It's been about 3 or 4 years ago, I guess. It does have a little trick to standing up, but it does stand up. It just here we go. Oh man, it's been sitting on an actual. It's been sitting on an actual thing so long. Doesn't remember how to stay. Oh, there we go. Check that out. And then, Captain Sam. Yeah. So I just had these guys just made me smile, and I wanted to get these guys so bad. Oh, that reminds me. So also when I was up there, now this is a secret. Nobody's supposed to know this. Nobody's supposed to know this, but so yeah, see the boombox Marty McFly is holding here. The guy at the Chandler store let my buddy and I each have one of these, with our pick-a-brick purchase. Like it's with the people. But he said, oh, don't spread it around to tell people, a bunch of people. So don't, you guys don't tell anybody I said that, okay? I don't want to get in trouble because they might give me something cool next time again. But I guess the little boombox is a new thing, and it's a hot addition, and people want it. Oh, which reminds me, boy, that reminds me. We need to put an antenna on that. It does not work. Boomboxes don't tend to work very well without antennas. Yeah, please don't, Alex. Please don't. Just I don't want to get in trouble with the Lego people because I really wanted to go and do that stuff. Oh, that's something else that's really kind of exciting. So there had been an opportunity. It's not an opportunity now, but a friend of mine here in Arizona. Here we go. You know what? Put it on the other side. So a friend of mine in Arizona here had got invited to this, to interview for this new Lego show that's premiering on Fox. It's a Lego Masters. They did it in, they did in UK, Germany, and Australia. And so they're also premiering it here. And so we interviewed it. It's a team thing, kind of like I've been making the jokes that it's like a Cupcake Wars, but with Legos. And I thought it was a really cool concept. So we did an interview and stuff for that. And I know we haven't heard anything back. So it's pretty much guaranteed that, they didn't go with us to be on the show. But it would have been a really neat experience to be on the, doing a contest thing involving Legos and all that stuff. Apparently they really wanted people that had known each other for years and years and years, which is kind of funny to me because that generally doesn't really happen that way. You don't really know everybody for years and years and years before you start doing Legos. My friend and I, we actually met, over Flickr, on MOC pages where, Lego stuff. So, anyway, yeah. So let me put these guys a little back. How about you there, Firebeard? How you been? You been keeping the Fandom Menace honest for me while I've been away? I do hope so, because, you never can tell with people anymore. Mm-hmm. Oh, what am I doing? I'm glad to hear that he's been keeping Zod on his toes. Zod's a slick one. He's slippery, I tell you. He's very slippery. So anyway, so I got some pieces here that I've been using. Oh, dump these suckers out. Excuse the noise. I tried a couple different things out with the front end here. I never found anything I really liked. This is a hard car, believe it or not. This car is a little harder than it looks to figure out. It's got a nice long hood. It's got a very nice long hood. But the problem is that the there's where the headlights are. They are low and they have that beautiful Mercedes grille, that comes across, and it's next to impossible to perfectly replicate that. So we're going to try to do that. But yeah, let's see what we got. So now for this car, the one thing I don't really care for, aside from this, is that and this is mainly how it came from Lego. With the wheel, like the wheels, arches right here, and the sides, except they put a side exhaust on here. It's really flat. It looks like a bus on the side. Of course, it was the race car version. Oh, it was the race car version before, and I'm converting it to the road car, obviously. But I was thinking, here's the spoiler that originally came with it. We won't be using the spoiler. And I hate to disappoint you, Firebeard, but we're not putting a giant, Fast and Furious wing on this car. But we have, let's see here, what do we got? We have a couple cool pieces here that I want, ironically, go back to their factory thing here. So anyway, I've had some fun. I've had some very interesting things that I've gotten. Cars with wings. You got it, man. Oh, speaking of cars, so I went on business up to Chandler. I had to take some test equipment up there for my job. And one of the things, sorry. All right. One of the things I had to do is I had to take some valuable test equipment up there and teach some guys how to run our tests for, this thing that we had built for our customer, and we had built this test stand for it, and so I had to drive up to Phoenix, and I rented I tried to get a expedition because we wanted to fit all of our stuff in, there, and we didn't want to put in a U-Haul because U-Haul, it would have bounced around and been destroyed. And so while I was driving up there, I started thinking, I was like, well, why the heck am I, why am I wasting my time with getting, with getting a freaking, why am I going to drive around a big, huge city with really bad drivers, with a giant freaking SUV? Well, that just does not sound like a very smart idea. So I got to thinking, I was like, well, why don't I see if I can trade it in for different cars, something else, anything else. And so I get there, and they say, hey, well, I get there, I unload everything at the place where I was, doing my business at, and then I get to, I called up the Sky Harbor International Airport and said, hey, can I trade this in? They said, sure, why not? People do it all the time. I said, all right, cool. I go over there to Sky Harbor, and they hooked me up with a, first they were going to give me a red Camaro. And I was kind of like, oh, that's neat. That's cool. That sounds like a neat little car. I'll take it. Oh, wait a minute, sir. We can't give you this. All right. It's no big deal. I don't need anything. It's all good. Well, we can't give you this, sir, because if we gave this to you, you could get arrested because there's a problem with the plates. We got transferred from Texas. I was like, no big deal. That's cool. And I figured they'd probably saddle me with an Elantra or something like that. And they said, well, we got this black, Chevy Camaro super slow out there. You want that? It was a Camaro SS convertible. And I was like, ooh, 2020. I was like, I'll take it. And it was a fun car. It sounded really pretty. It sounded really pretty. I was a little surprised though. For a car, you look at what they prioritize as far as, when you buy or when you rent a car of that type, they prioritize certain things. Like this car, they prioritize going really fast over anything else. And you could tell that when you get behind the wheel of that car, oh, it goes fast. Don't get me wrong, but it had a lot of cheap plastic inside. And it was just, you look at it like kind of like it was kind of it was a GM piece of junk, really, inside. And it was a little disappointing, at the end of the day. It's just like, well, this is kind of a piece of junk car. But it was fun. It was still fun. It had a convertible top, which had already pretty much kind of broken. But get the convertible top down, go through a couple tunnels and stuff, and it was a real fun experience. Just something different to drive. Yeah, it was cool. Of course, if I were to get a car like that, I wouldn't go for the SS. I'd go for the ZL1. But yeah. It's true, Alex. Some cars are built more for luxury and speed, and this car was built for speed. So it's like where they have to where they prioritize what they spend their money on during production, and clearly they spent their money in production on making it fast, making it quick, and it had some neat features. I never used. You like them thick. You're a sick man, dude. Oh, you said cars. Yes, I said cars. What do you think I said, dude? Has Firebeard been taking his medication, everybody? I haven't been around to police that, so I just don't know if he's been taking his medication like he's supposed to. This guy, I swear. So anyway, yeah, it was just really interesting. I think in the end, though, I discovered that I've watched far too many Doug DeMuro nitpicky videos, because I just kept on thinking, I was like, this is nice, but it's got far too many pieces of plastic, and that just kind of cracked me up a little bit. I think I just done too many video watching. You took all the meds? All of the meds. Okay. So everybody else's meds too, right? So yeah, anyway. But it was black. It was pretty. When I got back, I put the top down and put the top down and kind of ran it nice and hard at legal speeds, of course. I never, no. I never do anything faster than legal speeds. No, not me. So, no, can't do anything faster than legal speeds. That would be evil. So, that would be, wait, no, not evil. It would be very naughty. Hey, does anybody remember Eek? Eek the dog? No, not Eek the cat. Courage the Cowardly Dog. Does anybody remember that one? There's one of the episodes where this weird character is like, that would be very naughty. It's pretty. What did you think of that, PB? Did you like that show? Did you think it was funny? If you didn't think it was funny, I don't think we can be friends. Just so you know. Just saying. But I'll hold on. I'll hold off until you tell me whether or not you liked it. I could have swore I had another one of those pieces. Oh, I know what it is. That's the other thing. I wore pants just for you guys. Just so you know, I wore pants just for y'all. Normally, I don't wear pants. Do you remember Eek the Cat when I saw a little bit of Courage? Dude, I first remember when Courage the Cowardly Dog came out. It was now, do you remember, was it 95 or 96? I was going in the 7th grade that year, and they had 95. No, it was 95. So summer 90. Yeah, 95, 96, 96, 97. So 95, they had, dude, you should be honored. You know, it's one step above a nudist colony. No, I'm totally joking. I really do like wearing pants. There's something very nice about wearing pants. People don't throw garbage at you. That's part of it. No, there was cartoons. I don't know if anybody remembers that back when on Cartoon Network. They had cartoons. It was like the premiere or like introduction of like possible cartoons that they would basically use that as a litmus test to see whether or not they're going to go forward with a particular series. And that was the first time I ever saw Eek the Cowardly Dog. It was pretty cool. I got the wrong part. Yeah, but it was. I particularly remember that one mainly because that year. Well, let's just say I had a very unfortunate experience involving a anthill. Yes, an anthill. I kind of, how should I say this? I kind of fell in an anthill when I visited some family members in Louisiana, and I got swarmed by fire ants. And if anybody's been swarmed by fire ants before, you probably know that when they bite you all at once. And when they bite you all at once, it really hurts. And then you spend the next several days in a very bad state of, very bad state. So yeah, so I got bitten by a ton of ants, and that really sucked. My entire left arm was covered in ant bites. It was very dreadful. So the next 3 days were very painful. I had calamine all the time, aloe. I was blowing, I cannot forget that. I was blowing on my arm because it just hurt so much. I just kept blowing on my arm, thinking that would help somehow. I could have swore I found the other one of these. I blame Firebeard. It's his fault. Yeah, so anyway, it was terrible. Just 3 days of absolute, pain and suffering, and I didn't like that. But that's where I first saw Courage the Cowardly Dog. It made me laugh. It was pretty funny. What was I'm just kind of curious now that I'm on kind of a roll on that stuff. What was your guys' favorite shows growing up when you were, let's say 12, 13 years old. What did you guys like to watch? I'm just curious, since I shared my Courage the Cowardly Dog thing. It doesn't slope down quite that much. I just need enough where the lights can. I just need enough where the lights can go down. What day and what time? It doesn't really matter, man. I mean, because I know Saturday morning cartoons were always different. But I'm just kind of curious what your favorites were. Not really dependent on day or time. More dependent on just like, what you actually liked. Just making conversation there, Firebeard. Just making conversation. At 12 or 13, I was watching Pokemon, Beast Wars, Godzilla, the animated series, Men in Black animated series. Wow, I forgot that they had that Godzilla and the Men in Black one. Wow, I forgot about that one. That's a trip. Boy Meets World. Oh yeah. I liked Boy Meets World, and I liked. I watched Home Improvement with my folks every. I think it was every Tuesday or Wednesday when it came out. Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember that one too. I do remember Pokemon, but I didn't really get into Pokemon. It really wasn't my thing. I think I missed the boat on that. I was just too old. That was kind of for the little kids at the time. Yeah, I didn't get into it either. Alex's. I think it was, like I said, it was too old. Oh yeah. Yeah, Dragon Ball Z. I remember that, dude. That was always. Oh, Toonami. Do you guys remember Toonami? Toonami was the best. I had a lot of fun with that one. I had my favorite show was probably well, it was probably 13 or 14. I did watch Dragon Ball Z, but I was also watching what was it? Gundam Wing. Yeah, Samurai Jack. Yeah, Gundam. Yeah, I thought original Gundam was cool, but for some reason, Gundam Wing spoke a little bit more to me. I think the designs of the mobile suits were a little bit more elegant, and there were a more wide variety of them. And I particularly liked Tallgeese. The Tallgeese was my favorite, even more the Zero or Epion. It was just a very elegant design with the tall legs, with the crest that goes over the head. It was just a really cool design. I was like, yeah. These guys are flying these giant freaking daggum. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, totally. Hey there, Nico. How are you doing, man? How you doing? OG Gundam came out in 1978, yeah, and Wing came out in 95. That's true. Yeah, it was different. It was like it was an alternate timeline. I guess that's how they did all that stuff. Alternate timeline. Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I remember that. Yeah, dude, there was some really cool shows in the 90s. I even tried watching stuff like Doug, and that didn't really pan out as well as I thought it would. Doug, I don't know, it just didn't age as well for me for some reason, because I tried watching it a few months ago on Hulu, and I was like, yeah, it's okay, you know. Yeah, Nico, we're talking about our favorite shows when we were about 12 or 13 years old. I'm 36, so that means that That was 95, 96. And we like stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Gundam. Uh, I guess Alex was really big into, let's see here, he was using, what was it? Beast Wars, Pokemon, Godzilla animated series, Men in Black, um, Firebeard, that's PB, and we like Boy Meets World, Home Improvement, DBZ all the way, of course. So let us know what you really enjoyed. And I'm trying to rebuild my Lego AMG. You know what? I should probably steal. I'm gonna steal this guy's front wheels. Sorry. I don't. Alex, I still don't have a name for this car. This car is an AGI, and it needs a name. So if you could help me with the name, please help me with the name for that car. Oh, and this one too. This one too, because I don't know what to call this one. You were a Pokey fan, huh? Beast. Oh, that's right. For some reason, Beast Wars. I was thinking of something else when you said Beast Wars. I don't know why, but yes, I remember Beast Wars now. It was the because I mean I gotten introduced to the original Transformers, but yeah, I don't know why I thought Beast Wars or something else, but I do remember that. Now that you mention it, yeah, G1 yeah. I don't know why, but so in the 80s, well, if we were going all the way back there, it's like when I was a kid in the 80s, we had this show called Mask. Of course, we had G.I. Joe, we had He-Man, Thundercats, but Mask was pretty cool because it was these cars that they put on his helmet, and they're like the guy's Corvette would turn into a flying, like some sort of jet or something, and it was pretty neat. Stuff like that was pretty cool. Uh, so the reveal meant nothing to you. The reveal? What reveal? Oh, okay. So I should just call him Model Wilson and Model Scott. Alex, you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Yeah, I don't know what reveal Firebeard's talking about. Um, I haven't revealed anything because I'm clearly wearing pants. Oh, and they find the original Optimus. I don't remember that, dude. I just remember bits and pieces of that. It wasn't one of my favorite shows. Dragon Ball, Pokemon, MacGyver. Oh yeah, dude, MacGyver, Pinky and the Brain. Yeah. Well, that was Animaniacs, though. Really, a truck show, monster truck show in the show. Yeah, I don't remember that, dude. I watched bits and pieces of that. Maybe Alex might remember that more because he seemed to watch it more. But MacGyver, man, I used to make jokes. I used to make jokes in high school about MacGyver. It'd be like, yeah, so I'm gonna. If you get stuck out in the boonies and you got to make a transistor radio, you got yourself a. If you got a paper clip, a styrofoam cup, a turd, and some bubble gum, and you can make a transistor radio out of it. And that was always my joke. And I know it's a little crass, and I apologize for that, but sorry, but not sorry. I'm just a little crass, just a little, just a tad about some things, not all things, just some things. Let's see here. So I'm gonna try this right here. It's got some weird angles to it. Monster Jam. Monster Jam. Oh! No need to apologize. Okay, good. I'm sorry. I'm just being a little silly. You know me, guys. I can be a little silly, but sometimes I can go overboard. I do like my dookie humor a little bit. So you gotta bear with me a little bit. Do you guys remember American Gladiator? The car got crash like paper, yeah. Crash like paper, yeah. Do you guys remember American Gladiator? That was a really cool show. That was something else, honestly. Ooh, kind of like that. I don't know, kind of do. I'll show you in just a second what I'm talking about. I got a phooey. That's not gonna work. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting I got stuff out here. Oh wait. Boom. So these pieces are really fun. Aha, take what? Aha, take shish castle, also best shoe. I don't know what that means. Perhaps I don't know how to read. But Alex said he loved American Gladiators. It is a great show. Oh yes. There was, I don't know. I really loved it when they tried to get up. All the time they tried to get up that mountain. And they kept on getting like blasted off and all that stuff. They had those the badasses that were like chase them off the mountain. It was pretty cool. It was just there was something about that show. It was just freaking awesome. It was just cool. Oh, Takshi's Castle. Oh, okay, I got you. I still don't remember that. But that's not your fault. That's my fault. I don't know everything. Just some things. But, yeah. Takshi's Castle. Man, there was so many cool shows back in the 90s. 80s and 90s. I gotta say, 80s and 90s had the best programming overall. When it came to different kids programs and stuff like that, there was such a rich amount of programs that we could watch, and they kind of really I wouldn't say they screwed it up bad, but oh yeah, the ridiculous dude yeah, the obstacles that they had that were just nigh impossible. It was so much fun to watch them. I guess you could say struggle struggle over that. I always love that. It's like, dude, there's no way this guy can make this. There's no way he can do it. This is a hard car to do, gotta say. Because there's these grills. So, on this, let's see here. Okay, watch. So, all right. So I'm gonna say this. Boop. All right. So right here. Wait. Heck. All right. Yeah. Okay. So you can see what I'm dealing with. So this right here, this grill, and then you got the headlights, and you got these freaking vents, then you got the lower grills. This is a very difficult. It's a very difficult design to do. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I'm doing what I can. Doing what I can. Nickelodeon had their own versions. Oh yeah, I was thinking about that, Alex. I couldn't remember the name of that show, the Legends of the Hidden Temple. Dude, that was an amazing show. I really, really liked that show. That was just an absolute great show. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work like this. This is unfortunately. Let's see what we got over here, parts wise. Yeah, that was a really fun show. It had like the talking temple, like it was like Easter Island head that was talking or something like that. It's bizarre, but it was so cool. I remember thinking, I was like, dude, this is the coolest show. It was awesome. Okay, so, so I don't know. This guy right here. This is more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. So I took this out of mothballs. This project came out of mothballs because I couldn't figure out. I kind of got stuck on this guy, and you know when you get stuck on something, you put something aside for a little while, and then you get inspiration. So I took this guy and I set it aside, and I started the AMG back up. Yeah, I really wanted to be on one of those shows too, dude. I totally hear you on that. Like, it was just like, I was always jealous. I get on there, I was like, oh, I could do that. I could do that. Yeah, I don't hear. Yeah, I didn't live. I was in Washington State, dude. You and I were about as far away as you could get from being from Florida, dude. Unless you lived in Hawaii or Alaska, but yeah, yeah. Dude, you could have done it if you tried, man. You don't need to be super athletic. You got to give yourself more credit, buddy. Got to give yourself more credit, man. I wasn't super athletic when I was a kid either, but you know, when you're what that show is meant for like 10-year-olds. 10-year-olds are clumsy as hell. I mean, at least I was. I mean, point out the freaking 10-year-old who's not like tripping over themselves. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. I gotta fix that a little bit. What about you, Nico? Was there any of those game shows that you watched back in the day that you were totally into? I have Lego hands. Can confirm I was a clumsy 10-year-old. Oh, well, I was pretty clumsy. I'm still pretty clumsy. I have Lego hands. What? How are my hands Lego hands? Can you let me know how these are Lego hands? Look, I don't have toe thumbs, and I got jacked up football hands. That's actually it. Cause look at this. All right. Okay. So notice this guy. He wants to just kind of angle like this. Ah, I have to like really think about to straighten him out. I've stowed my fingers so many times. I got football hands. I don't know about Lego hands. You need to explain yourself, sir. I don't accept your Lego hands comment unless you tell me what that actually means. Because it sounds like fighting words. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work either. Them sounds like fighting words to me, son. Lego hands. I'll give you Lego hands. You won't like the Lego. I'll give you a Lego finger. Oh, like, okay, well, all right. So the driver of this car is holding up a finger. You get two guesses what finger he's holding up. He's gonna stand right there. Wait, you know what? He's gonna fall backwards. Tell you what. He's watching you. He's watching you, PB. He'll know if you do something crazy. Last time his Lego finger. Yeah. Well, you still didn't tell me about having Lego hands, buddy. Last time I tried to do sports, I called a taxi to get home. Dude, that's sad, Nico. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Was it like that episode of The Office where they were running that marathon and half the people ended up, shysting out and like you said, calling a cab. Because that was pretty funny, actually. Let's see here. Oh, that's still pretty good. Well, let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. No, it does not. Well, that's that sucks. Excuse me. I have had a carbonated beverage, and it kind of made me burp. So I apologize to any people that may be offended by belching of any kind. This is harder than I thought. I thought this was going to be easy. See, but you know what? I love a good challenge. I love a good challenge. All right. What the heck? I could have swore that was more of a weird. That's weird. Let me try something. So, you were running for 2 minutes? Oh, dude. Dude, you're making me sad, man. You're making me sad. I don't I feel bad. I feel bad, dude. I don't know what to say. I feel kind of guilty. I feel guilty because I feel really guilty, dude. Ah, crap. Oh, the human hand. They should be like this. They should be like this, right? I get what you're saying. You're a jerk. Jerk. This should be... You're... Damn it. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me for my filthy mouth. That was terrible. I'm trying to run a very clean YouTube channel so that I can someday be monetized and make a little tiny amount of money so that I can, you know, do things that I enjoy, like not work as many. Well, I can't help how many hours I work, actually. That's what happens when you get kind of promoted and stuff. Dude, this is tough. What is the age on the box? Wait. Don't be, it's my own fault for eating the entire pizza. Oh, well. You eat the entire pizza. That's a good way to freaking puke. What's the age on the box? What box? What box are we talking about here? I don't know. You got to work with me here because I don't know what box. Now the box that Legos that I bought recently here was, I think it was 14, but you know. Oh, the Lego box. Okay, yeah. You've seen the Lego movie, right? You've seen that? You know how he says it is a complex. It's a what was it? A complex building construction system. So yeah, I mean, come on, dude. You know that's just a suggestion, right? I'm gonna try a different suggestion. 14, man. I think something 14. What, is that a problem there, PV? Is that a problem? I don't know how you got your name, Peanut Butter Britches. Peanut Butter Britches. Excuse me. I'm so rude. I do apologize for my rudeness. A little bit, just a little bit, not a lot. Just a bit. Because I mean, I may or may not be enjoying a White Claw. I have decided to down my my levels of what I drink down to away from beer all the way down to hard cider or hard seltzer. You have to be a teenager to handle Legos. It's true. It's true. Although remember, on the Lego movie, okay, we're going to use this guy. On the Lego movie, this is a complex building construction system. Okay? It takes a real man. A man. No girls allowed. That's really misogynist. I'm sorry. I apologize. In case there's any women that might be watching. I'm not sexist, I swear. I'm really not. I have great respect for the women. For real women, actually. Which kind of bothers me with, a segue, as an aside. Kind of bothers me about the whole, respect all women thing, and all that stuff. It's like, saying that guys that like Star Wars don't respect women, and it's like, come on, you guys don't know us at all. Real men respect women. Thing is, being a gentleman and respecting women was something that was taught to a lot of boys, myself included, for many years. And all of a sudden, bear with me. And all of a sudden, you respect women all night. That's not what I'm saying. You know that. They all of a sudden the whole thing that, oh well, men don't respect women, and we're all misogynists and blah blah blah. I was taught to respect women. I was taught to treat them as a gentleman, and so I don't know where any of this is coming from. I've never leered or catcalled a woman. That was frowned upon. So I think a lot of the stuff that they do with all that is just, there's a lot of people that are probably a little insecure with themselves, I guess you could say. And they don't really know, I don't know. I don't really know how to say it. They just don't really know what it is actually like to be treated by a real man. And that's a shame. That really is a shame. So I look at myself as like the Tom Selleck without a mustache, because I promise I don't have a mustache. But if I did, it would totally be a Tom Selleck mustache. And he seems to be a genteel, ladies' man. Or like Lando. Like Lando. Yeah, he had a porn stash. Lando was amazing. He was cool. That dude was the coolest. He was my hero growing up. I was like, dang, I want to be like Lando. Almost stole freaking, Han's woman right out from underneath him. There we go. So I'm working on trying to get this, curve down in the front of the grill. It's not going to be perfect right away, but we'll get it. We'll get it. We will get it. I have a couple ideas. Anyway. So, yeah. Not respecting woman, I don't know. Lando, smooth voice. That's true, he did. He was a smooth talker. And that kind of gives me the other problem that I have, honestly. Is that, it's the feeling that I get that, we're white guys and that like Star Wars and stuff are misogynists, or racist. I don't really understand that. I love Lando. Yeah, exactly. You gotta love Lando, dude. He was a badass. He was smooth. He was genteel, but he was also a badass. He got his hands dirty when he had to, and I always thought that was really cool. And I was like, I didn't know who I liked more, Han or Lando, because I was like, dang, like I think they're both good with ladies. Lando was a little smoother. Hey there, Jeffrey. How you doing, man? How you doing? Good to see you there, Mega Jetty. I ain't seen you around a long time, bud. This is true. This is true, dude. Alex does have a smooth voice. I gotta say, he probably learned from. He probably took a lot of notes from our friend the Lando. I would probably be worried about having my lady um, around Alex with his smooth, sultry voice. I'd be worried. I'd be like, no, no, no. Hollywood figured out that they could do the insult them until they agree with you tactic, but as they're finding out with movies, it doesn't work. This is true. This is true, dude. And it's really unfortunate because as we're finding out, I'm sure everybody's aware at this point that the latest Terminator movie is failing miserably, and that's a real shame. Uh, uh, our friend over at what's his channel, Computing Forever. He made a really good point that they should have stopped with the first one. They should have stopped with the first one, or the second one rather. They've been a mixed bag ever since, and it's a shame. It really is. Yeah, I'm sorry there, Mega Jetty. Yeah, I explain. Okay, so I'll explain again since you're just tuning in here. The back in so back in so June 9, end of May, my grandmother got sick. She aspirated on a pill. And she only took one pill. She took a couple of like supplements, but she aspirated on one of her supplements as a memory pill. She ended up in the hospital, and they thought they got her squared away. She ended up back in the hospital, and she passed away. And unfortunately, fortunately, I was there for my grandfather, but unfortunately, I had to watch her expire, and they were working on her and trying to revive her, and it was pretty traumatic because my grandmother and my grandfather raised me since I was 3 years old, and she was 91, and it hit me really badly. So I lost all interest in doing YouTube, and I was pretty depressed for a few months. I tried filling the void with my football, some Lego cars and stuff. My job, I did end up getting a promotion at work, and I tried to fill that void and try to better myself the way I could. But I haven't. I've just recently started kind of coming to terms with things and being okay. And everybody mourns at different rates, and everybody has a different problem. But I had literally lost all interest in YouTube. I did one video with the poop thing with San Francisco, and that was just because it made me laugh. But aside from that, I was just like, no, I can't do it. Can't do it. But I'm better. I am better. So, yeah. Oh my. Oh my. As our friend Alex would say. Yeah, Alex, Alex is great. I really like Alex. He Alex does have a wide. Dude, I'm okay. Geek out for a second. Alex has a wide variety of cool voices that he can do, and I've always been impressed with like the voices that he does. Like some of these voices, I'm like, he sounds like a white guy, he sounds like a black guy, sounds like an Asian guy. I'm like, dude, this guy's freaking. He's got some talent, voice talent. It's pretty awesome. Oh, you lost your Mima. Oh, that makes for a very, very dark Christmas, buddy. Ooh. Oh. They made a boo boo. Oh, I'm sorry you made a boo boo, dude. Don't. I'm sorry you done that. I hope it wasn't a serious boo boo or anything. And I'm sorry you lost your Mima. I'm sorry I lost your aunt and your mother's godmother. That's sad. That's a lot of loss to deal with in a short amount of time. So my condolences to you. You oh oh. Well, people make mistakes. I hope she forgave you. Um, she seems to be a pretty reasonable gal. So I hope she was able to, let bygones be bygones. So I hope that worked out. I always thought she was cool, So we make mistakes, dude. Everybody makes mistakes. And try not to. I guess the best thing is to try not to dwell on the mistakes we make, and learn from them. I know I made a lot of mistakes in my life. Believe it or not, old Jack Sparrow isn't exactly perfect, if you can believe that. I know. It boggles my mind to think that I'm not perfect, but old Captain Jack, he makes his mistakes. And when he makes his mistakes, he makes them right. he does. He does make good mistakes. He meaning me. I don't know why I'm talking in a third person, but I am sorry to hear that you've had some rough go at things too. So I hope you're doing better, and yeah, she did, and we're cool. I actually handled my Mima and my Aunt Jeannie's passings. My Aunt Kitty just broke my stoicism and cried myself to sleep one night to finally it all. You know what? I gotta say, um, it. Sorry, um, kind of have to. It's gather myself a little bit because it's not easy to talk about some things. I actually had never seen my grandfather cry in my life. My grandfather, I used to brag. When the kids, when you're a kid and you got somebody coming up and you say, well, my dad will beat up your dad. And I would just always counter that with my grandfather would kick your dad's ass. And I always believed it firmly too because he was ridiculously strong. and he was the model of just like strength and durability. And you know, I never saw him crying until my grandmother passed away, and it killed me inside a little bit. You know, I didn't know what to do. You know, I was very, I had to hold it in for quite a bit, for quite some time, in order to be strong for my grandfather. Because I felt that, you know, I had to hold it together for his sake. You know, he lost his wife. You know, he lost the person that he was married to. Oh God, it was 61 years. He lost the woman he was married to 61 years, and you know, it's like that. How do you handle that? You know, how does a man handle that? And there's nothing wrong with crying. You know, if you're a man, you know, if you're crying about something stupid like stubbed your toe, then you're a pussy. But excuse my French. But you know, if you're dealing with a loss, and you know someone very dear left you, that is okay to cry. It is quite okay to cry. I have nothing wrong with that whatsoever. And you know, it killed me. He apologized. Oops. He apologized for crying. Oh, I dropped a piece. He apologized for crying. Apologized for being what do you call a pussy here. And I said, dude, you know, like you're allowed to mourn the passing of your wife. So anyway, I digress. It takes a personal blow to make a real man cry, like the Terminator having himself lowered into molten steel, or Frodo leaving for the Great Kingdoms. It's true. You know, I always make fun of the part in Lord of the Rings where Samwise Gamgee, you know, starts crying like a little baby. But really, if I were to be completely honest, um, what would I do? You know, your best friend, the guy that you went to battle for, essentially. You know, think about it that way. The guy that you went to battle with and defeated the greatest evil you'd ever known, anybody had ever known, was leaving you forever. You know, how would you take that? How would you handle that situation? You know, it's your brother in arms essentially is leaving you forever, and that's something that would take a lot out of any man. Um, anyway, KFC's chicken sounds nice. Yes, it does. Oh, okay. Well, if you're not allowed to cry, I'll tell you, Alex. Okay, I'll tell you. The only times you're not allowed to cry, if the times that you are not allowed to cry is if you stub your toe or something stupid like that. If somebody calls you a name, if your choice of ruler that you have voted for, it isn't voted into office, you're not allowed to cry for that. Dude, it's starting to come along, I think. Look at that. Let's see here, what else? I think also if you have... this is an easy one. This should be an easy question. This really should be an easy question. I thought I had two of these. The heck? Alright. Let's see here. I'm thinking. Don't rush me, okay? I'm thinking. Okay, I think the list for when you're not allowed to cry is a little easier for me, if I was to be honest with you. So admittedly, I've cried over spilled milk, rather spilled coffee. Well, okay, well that depends. Did you spill it on your crotch? Because it's okay to cry if you spill hot coffee on your crotch. I mean, not to be crass or anything, but let's be honest here. We're all men here, I think. That would hurt. That would not feel pleasant. Okay, so what is okay? This I'm blaming the Legos for not thinking faster. They're Firebeard. Okay, so what would make it harder for me? I guess you could say. Um, you can't cry if somebody calls you a name, but you can't cry if you lose your job. You can cry if your girlfriend dumps you, and you can cry if someone dies. You can also cry if somebody doesn't win the World Series or Super Bowl, or in my case, um, the Stanley Cup. Let's see here if I can see this. I am a Penguins fan, so screw you all. I cried when my left hand was crushed between two kid-sized bowling balls in middle school. That would hurt. It hurt so bad I thought for sure it was broken. X-ray showed not even a hairline fracture. Well, that's okay, I guess. Ooh, was it the last of the milk? Yes, that is a good question. Firebeard raises an excellent point, honestly. If it was from Wisconsin, that's good milk. That's where Wisconsin, where cheese is cheese, right? No. There was plenty of milk left, but I accidentally knocked my coffee over the side of my desk and onto the floor. That is a. I'm terribly sorry for your loss, Alex. I'm very, very sorry that you spilt your coffee over the side of your desk and onto the floor. Especially if let's say, heaven forbid, your favorite mug was broken into a million pieces and you never had it again. I might shed a tear or two for that. Still, it was swollen. I couldn't remove it because it hurt like hell. And had to wrap it in ice for several days, maybe a week. No, I would cry over losing the last of the milk. Well, I just made it. And you had just made the coffee? Oh man, I'm starting to tear up a little bit over these sad, sad stories. Firebeard cries over Wisconsin milk, probably in a glass jug. And Alex cried over the coffee he just made 5 minutes prior. Probably walked over to his desk. He was smiling. Probably smiling big. He was probably excited. He had his favorite creamer in the mug. And he's thinking, you know what? I can't wait until I can enjoy this coffee first thing in the morning and a stream, and it's going to be great. And then you spilled it on the floor, and then you noticed your mug was shattered into 1,000 pieces, and that special French roast that you spent extra money for was completely wasted. I think I'm welling up a little bit just thinking about that. Sounds very sad indeed. I mourn for your loss. He made an anime latte. That's pretty funny, PB. It's like, you got to dramatize. How the hell did this happen? You got dramatize? What the fudge? How did that happen? Oh my god. Excuse my French. What the? Where did my pieces? Ah! Right. Yeah, you know what? You gotta dramatize some stuff, right? Gotta make it kind of interesting. You know what? I don't know where those parts went. See, I gotta find a new piece here, guys. I'm completely. I'm losing my pieces. Not losing my mind. Losing my pieces. See, I am a Lego after all. And sometimes us Legos, when we run around, we lose our pieces. Some people lose their pants. Some people lose their clothes, but us Legos, we lose pieces. Well, that's dumb. I can't find it. Maybe I blame you. I blame you, PB. Not outwardly, but on the inside, I cried as I watched my favorite movie franchise being ruined by corporate Hollywood. I really want to make franchise great. You know, I think, how do I say this? How do I say this? I think I'm getting more Lego pieces. Okay, so I think I agree that we have had a lot of issues with Hollywood. Like a lot of the movies that haven't been very good have been a combination of let's squeeze it for everything it's got. Squeeze the quarter so hard, more money comes out of it. And then we've had issues with just quality, and then we've had issues where they try to fit things into it that just don't make sense. I don't care about having female characters per se. I think it's offensive that they think that we, as guys, don't like female characters. I think that's stupid. But I think I think that pushing it and they haven't gotten the fact that nobody really buys that stuff. Like with the last Terminator movie has been a god awful pile of junk, and nobody understands. Well, why is it so bad? Why is it flopping in the box office? Well, it's flopping in the box office because you didn't make a good movie. It's not because you have misogynists or anything. It's because you didn't make a very good movie, and you didn't stick true to what it was about originally. Well, that didn't work. Oh, I know what I could do. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out while I'm talking to you. I do have the pieces. Unfortunately, I may never have to say in my favorite franchises, so I may have to take both my ideas and my fan fictions and put them into my own story, like Blue Shogun, Red versus Sex. Like, dude, you know what? Do you know the great thing about life in general is that if you really want to, you can take things into your own hands, right? You can, if you have an idea and you want to share it with the world, you can. You can share that with anybody you want to. It's up to you, really. So if you want to do that, you should do that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, man? So anyway. Okay. So, what else we got here? Nowadays, it's more important to write bad stories to have very bad actors in movies and shows. Well, yes and no, but we've also had very good actors in very bad movies. And the problem is that the quality of the stories generally are lacking because they figure, oh, well, people will just buy it. Well, that doesn't work. Dang. People will just buy it because, it's, if it's a franchise, for example, oh, well, you're going to have the people coming out in droves because it's a franchise, right? It's what that's what, they'll just spend money on Star Wars, regardless if it's good or bad. And, they're finding that, well, no, the money is not really there because, well, there's no interest. Nobody's really interested in characters that don't really have any real development. It doesn't have anything to do with the sex of the characters, the race of the characters. It's like there's no development. Now, I gotta say, from my perspective, for example, how did this get messed up? I don't understand how this got messed up. I really don't. I had this pretty much sorted out. Oh, that's what happened. Huh. Well, that's a bummer. Interesting. Anyway, I'll have to try something else. From my perspective, they made a big show of having diversity. And they wanted diversity in the Star Wars films. So they said, well, we have, a strong female character, Rey. Now we got Finn. We have a cool freaking black guy character. Not as cool as Lando, honestly, but I digress. Now we have a Hispanic guy playing. It's like, well, you got two characters who, they're on, in one sense, Poe is on God mode when it comes to flying, and Rey is on God mode when it comes to being a Jedi. But the thing that's incredibly insulting in my perspective, for me, is that, well, Finn should be a badass. Finn should be an absolute badass, but he's not. He's a freaking janitor, and they make him to be kind of a joke. It was like, well, that's kind of insulting. He had an awesome character, Lando. White guys liked him. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, obviously, if he's a cool character, people are going to like him. It made me sad. Anyway. Unfortunately, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. We need tweezers for all the parts you have there. Yes, indeed. I actually do have tweezers. Beep, beep, beep. Did you see Joker? No, I did not yet. I have not seen it yet. Just don't have the opportunity to see it. I have a very busy working schedule, unfortunately. Very busy. I've heard it's very good, though. First, it's quite good. So yeah, I would love to see that. Just one issue. To make some of my ideas work, we need to create pastiches of my favorite franchise, but it'll look blatantly obvious. Do I go blatant or do I mix it up? Example. Right, Do I have my own Terminator similar to the Terminator? Do I have my own Dead Space with Resident Evil in space? That's quite convoluted, buddy. I don't know. I wish I could help you with that, pal. Oh, I don't know. Now I remember one of the best shows, Beyond Belief Factor. Oh, Beyond Belief. You know, I actually don't remember that show. I don't remember that one. I don't know why. Huh. That kind of bothers me. I don't remember that one. I had an idea here, guys. Gentlemen. A little bit of an idea. Yeah, I just have to find the part I'm looking for, though. Ooh, hey, you found it. All right. Jonathan Frakes. No, you know what? I'm terrible about like names of stuff. I can't place that, unfortunately. I just don't know why I can't place that. Well, if Firebeard says it's a good show, then it must be a good show. I trust Firebeard explicitly for everything. Commander Riker. Okay. See, I'm not very good with names and stuff, so I apologize. Yeah, he's a cool guy. I liked his character. I watched. I'm not a very big Star Trek fan by any means, but I did really like The Next Generation. I thought it was, it was Geordi, the Reading Rainbow guy. So, I mean, of course I'm going to like it. Gotta like it if it's a Reading Rainbow guy. Oh, what the fuck? Shit. Excuse my French. I'm just having a hard time getting this to work. I'm getting stymied here a little bit. Gotta get the, You know, it might actually work. Okay. So, one of the things I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the, no, I do have to keep this one. So, the front hood has to, curve down a little bit. And I'm just having a little bit of a problem getting it to fit correctly. So, we'll get there, though. Thus far, I thought of my own Terminator being AI-controlled crash test dummies. They rise up because they don't wish to be tools. Good Terminator pastiche, but I got an idea for that. This is just off the top of my head, But so you're So your crash test dummies, when they get beat up and everything, right? They don't like the fact that they're being used as crash test dummies and they get injured a lot, and they try to make some sort of claims, some insurance claims, right? You got to make it real world, right? Because that's what everybody talks about nowadays. It's gotta be real world. It's got to be realistic. Things that real people deal with now. Make sure that the crash test dummies may be transgender or something like that. I know YouTube probably won't like that, but I don't really care. If they were transgendered crash test dummies, I probably would watch the show. If they weren't, then you know what? I just can't be bothered to watch that show. Um, it's ridiculous. I'm sorry. I get a little bit silly. I get carried away. But no, that sounds pretty cool, actually. If they were injured, though, I think it would be kind of funny if they were injured. They kept on getting hurt, and they're like, "Dude, we're always hurt and stuff. We're getting like the old Crash Dummy show back in the day." Maybe as abandoned machines from humans thrown into space and picked up by other species, where they upgrade them in our ships, and send them back to Earth to kill the world leaders. That sounds pretty interesting. I could watch something like that. It sounds a lot like Blade Runner, though. You know, it does. But I could get on board with something like that. What do you think there, Firebeard? You haven't input your thoughts recently. I demand you do. As your captain, I demand. Oh, yeah. Are you talking to me or Nico? Because I don't want you to get all excited that you think my idea is good when it's really not. I was being a douchebag. That was being funny. Farts. Wait, what is the question? What do you think about Mega Jetty's idea about his thing that he wants to do? Damn it. Are you serious? Man, this is ridiculous. Farts. Okay, so I guess I gotta do this. I'll address that later. What the f... Oh. Of course. Ah. Okay. Gosh. Gar. Steve the Pirate. Gar. Okay, let's take it a step at a time. Are my Terminators time travelers like in Terminator? Are the aliens like the Borg? I need. Damn it. Okay, sorry. How many parts does the car have? I don't know. Less than 100 right now. Some of these cars, though, I mean, this is surprisingly full of, like, this is easily 100 pieces. So is this. I don't know how many pieces this one has yet, though. I don't count individual pieces, honestly. Mega Jetty has a lot of ideas and picks up Linda Car. That's pretty funny. Yes. Leave it to PB. That's why I like PB to be around. Well, that's just dumb. Shoot. Well, that's not nice. Linda Carter. Dude, that's hilarious. That's good stuff. It's probably true. Come on, Pete. Tell us, Mega Jetty, is that true or not? I got to know. I just got to know. I won't be satisfied until I know the answer to that question. It's not too bad. I think that's not too bad. Alright, so let's put a wheel on there so it doesn't look weird. That will be a different wheel, of course. I don't know. He infested mad squirrels in that house. Oh man. Yeah, this one's going to be kind of a deal because I mean I showed earlier the type of what it looks like, and it's rough. It's really rough. It's a really odd. I think the form factor is kind of odd. So yeah, it takes a little bit of work on this kind of stuff, but we'll get it, and we'll get it. Just gotta keep plugging away at it, There's a solution. I always say there's a solution to every problem. And if there's not a solution to the problem, then guess what? You just give up. You just quit. There's no shame in that. I've quit a couple projects. I was like, that just, were impossible. I have a MV22 sitting on my shelf. I mean, I gotta show you. I mean, I really do. Let's clear some space. Remember, random Mercedes test driver is watching you, PB. He's right here. He's watching you. He's got a wheel to throw at you. So, I have a problem with this one. I have a problem with this project right here. It's not bad. These do tilt. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. These do tilt. The problem I have with this isn't that I haven't made functions for it. But I have oh man, I haven't finished it yet, as you can see. Okay, all right. Oh, no. There you go. The problem I have is this guy right here, the canopy piece. They don't make this in the gray, so I haven't been able to finish it because this right here is the main. I mean, for this scale, if I were to make it a bigger scale, I could do something else. But I was trying to make it in a smaller scale because I like doing things on a smaller scale. And I mean, these kind of pieces right here, of course, are just there for, while I build it. I want to smooth a lot of these pieces out, but the white, it just kind of kills it. I just can't finish it until I get the right pieces. But this is one of my favorite aircraft. No, I just can't finish it. So anyway, yeah, I made airplane sounds. Leave me alone. But I'll be honest with you, that project started way back in 2013. And camouflage over it. Yeah, I wish I could do that. I think the only thing I'll be able to do, quite frankly, is painting it. I'll probably end up having to paint it. And I'm obtuse to painting things. Dude, did I lose a piece? I think I lost a piece of my car here. Yeah, I'll probably end up having to paint it. And I don't really like doing that too much. Oh, here it is. It's right here. You know, I try not to modify stuff that I do, just because, you know, it's not exactly, I don't think it's kosher, right? If they don't make it in a color, then you have to find another solution. But unfortunately, they don't make any. There's no real canopy pieces like that that would be an adequate solution. And that's kind of a bummer, honestly. But yeah, it's okay. We'll get through it somehow, some way, somehow. So I'm trying to think here, guys. I got another problem here now. I have a couple, you know, things that I really like about it. Let's throw some black pieces in here to chalk it up. I think, let's see here, how long have we been going, guys? We've been going for an hour, almost 2 hours. I think we're going to go until, I think we're going to go another 10 minutes, and then we're going to call it a night. But this has been a great first night back into doing this. You know, it's been quite some time, and I do appreciate everybody showing up. You know, I know there's other streams going on. There's always streams going on the weekend, and some of our compadres I've watched, you know, from the sidelines naturally. So the last 4 or 5 months, I've watched some of my compadres. I watched Mary get picked up by Geeks and Gamers, which was pretty neat. You know, I did like that. That was kind of cool, you know, to see. Yeah, dude, it's the freaking comeback stream, buddy. You know, you gotta have a comeback, right? You gotta have a comeback story. You always gotta have the comeback story. Yeah, watch Mary get picked up by the Geeks and Gamers crew, and that was cool to see. You know, I got to watch. I mean, I didn't get to see a lot of stuff. I just saw it on the, you know, when I had time and everything. I haven't been watching a lot of that kind of stuff. I just put a car video because there's been so much, like, you know, with my grandmother and everything. I've been more adverse to some of the, you know, more, I guess you could say, I haven't really been interested in watching a lot of the stuff that's more dicey, you know. And yeah, you're right, Alex. It's a comeback stream. It's you know, I'm back. I'm back to hanging out with you guys, and it's been a long time. It's been too long, and I really enjoy it. You know, it's fun. You know, it's just it's a for me it's a fun outlet. You get to chit chat with some cool people. You know, tell some stories, tell some people what, you know, kind of things you're thinking about, and it's just there's something about it. You know, there's just something about it. It's interesting. So seriously, should my pastiches be blatant inspiration or mix them around with others to create something new? Well, okay. I know Alex probably has a good answer for this because he's a very good creator of things. No, what I would say is that everything is inspired by something else at this point. At this stage in in our in humanity. Everything is inspired by another story. So mixing and matching isn't a bad thing. I mean, you're inspired by something, and I don't find anything wrong with that at all. I think it's uh, what's the term I'm looking for? Um, um, when you copy something, when you it's not copying, but when you do a um, when you do something that's similar, it's like flattery, right? It's the best form of flattery. I can't remember the term for it. Alex is very well spoken. He could probably remember, think about what I'm trying to say. Um, but yeah, I mean, you could go either way and do well. I mean, just because it's you know inspired by doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing or that it would be rejected, right? Um, I think there's some benefit to going either way. So I know that's not really a good answer, and it's not even really an answer, but that's the way I look at it. It's up to you, ultimately. It's your creation. It's something that you're doing. If you're passionate about it, you know, it doesn't have to be anything sanctioned by anything. It doesn't have to be anything that, um, you know, um, like there's how many things out there now are blatant rip-offs of something else. Just think about that. There's a lot of things out there that are just blatant rip-offs. And there's nothing, I don't care. Like I said, everything is inspired by something else at this point. There's nothing original at this point in human civilization. Just nothing. Nothing at all. So anyway, that's my answer, bro. That's my answer. Just do what you feel is right. Anyway, understandable. My problem is I can't decide which is a better route. That's why I ask. Well, you know what? You can write two routes. You can write two routes and see what works. Ah, man, misclicked something on my phone and searched you. Till now. It's okay, man. Rip it off, call it Wominator. That's funny. That's actually really funny. It's okay, Nico. It's not a big deal. I'm glad you're back. It's always nice to have you back. But yeah, I think we're gonna 5 more minutes here. I think we're gonna call it a successful stream back. We've had some interesting conversation. We've had some good people show up, like my man Alex. I always enjoy. Where the hell did I put that? Oh God, making a mess and noise. I always like it when my man Alex shows up. I think I did answer, but I'll answer it again. I did not see Joker as of yet. I haven't had the opportunity to do so. I've heard good things about the movie. And it's definitely on my list of movies to see. I may not get to see it in the theater. But it does look like a terrific movie nonetheless. Well, I'm glad you're glad that I'm glad. Wait, I'm glad that you're glad that I'm back. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm glad that you're glad that I'm back. I'm glad you're back too, dude. Um, I you know, I've thought about it a lot the last month or so. I was like, man, do I want to do this stuff anymore? Do I even care? You know, because I mean, I get to, some of these things. Some people, some of my friends and stuff like that here, they're doing this for a living. That's what they want to do. That's how they make their money. And I'm not. So uh, part of me feels kind of bad because I feel almost like an interloper a little bit. Shoot, this is falling apart. Can't quite get the. Ooh, that's why. Part of me feels bad because I'm doing this stuff just as kind of a hobby and everything, and a lot of a lot of my friends and stuff on here, they're just that's what they do, and it's a lot of work, and editing videos and stuff. It takes a lot of time. Anyway, originally my Terminators were going to be super robust. It wouldn't function until the hero accidentally charges them up with this magic, make them magic robots. Ooh, that's interesting. Hmm. I think Nico's got a good idea there. I think Nico's idea is a lot more. I would have to say that's a lot more politically correct. I think having them be the strong characters that they are would be most appropriate. Anyway, well, guys, I think more Brie. Yeah, we need more Brie Larson. Well, guys, I think this is the time that we wrap up the stream. But I do appreciate everybody joining me on the stream tonight. And it's good to be back. It really is good to be back. No more political correctness. No, we don't need any more of that. Alex, I really appreciate Alex showing up, especially, and PB. Always glad to have you here, and it's glad to have you all here. So I'm planning on starting back up and getting more videos out, and doing some more. Well, this is just a stream, but I want to do some more actual videos. So anyway, you guys have a good night, and we'll talk to you later. And thank you very much for being here.